everybody, welcome back to Under the Hood. I've got
Logan, the Vice President of Dealer Relations.
and Spencer Walters. I'm the President of Operations for Choice Auto Protection. And I wanted to kind of switch up a little bit. We've been talking about products and keeping on that same vein of like products, but something that we give away to the consumers. You've got a lot more, say, background in this than I do. So I'm going to be asking you the questions this time.
Okay.
Let's talk about limited warranties. Why are a lot of the dealers now offering a limited warranty with the purchase of their vehicle? Or why have you had maybe so much success with that?
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to limited warranties, right, there's a lot of different avenues why people use it. I'd say for me, the biggest reason why I use it often, coming from the independent, dealership side of everything, you already kind of have that stigma, right, where the customer doesn't really trust you. They've seen all these movies where it's like, oh, it's a slimy sales guy, whatever.
The dirty car guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that was my main theory of why I used it where I worked. We're trying to build trust before the customer even gets there, right? And another part of that, it kind of goes into your advertising, right? You're going to start to get more appointments, from the Carfax, whether you're advertising on Carfax, you're advertising on Cars.com. I'm sure you go look for a used car. Would you rather click on one that comes with a certification or one that doesn't?
Yeah, I think there was a good article that came out even back when I was selling cars and doing finance that consumers paid about $1,200 more for a certified used car than they did for just one that wasn't certified. And that's because the manufacturer went through this, multi-point inspection and it came with a warranty. That person saw that, okay, there's somebody else standing behind this outside of the scary car dealer.
Right.
They were setting that at ease. So I can see that in the used car space.
Yeah.
Because used car dealers kind of sometimes have that stigma. So you're saying that by advertising that, you're taking away the stigma. When the customer comes in on the lot, you're talking about that right away. Like, hey, this car comes with, because that's going to be the first question. Yeah. Is this a good car? Is this a good truck?
Right.
And your answer is always going to be something to the effect of, well,
yes, it's a great car.
Yeah. And in fact, it comes with this warranty that you guys are giving the customer on that vehicle purchase. It just comes with every vehicle.
Right.
And you guys, of course, are selling a service contract to extend that coverage. Generally, what are you seeing being the most effective term? Because I know that Choice, we offer a 3, a 6, a 9, a 12. Mm-hmm. Which do you see to be the most effective as far as the different limited warranties?
It really depends on, I would say, which demographic you're in. There's some areas where a lot of people are doing, everyone's doing a warranty on every car they sell. Or if you're the only person that's doing a warranty on the cars that you sell in that area, a 3-month warranty might be the most viable for you. But if you're in a market where everyone's doing limited warranties, maybe you should go a little bit longer to beat out the competition.
Yeah.
Where I was at, we were doing 6 months, 6,000. The reason why we did that is we didn't really have too much independent competition in that area.
Yeah. So on the new car side, I've seen a lot of the lifetime limited warranties. And of course, we have a 10-year, we have a lifetime program. But is that kind of along that same line of that same hook? Because I've worked with dealers that have offered that. I just never saw the empirical sales data. I'm like, okay, they say that this works, but you have more experience with that. Is that also the draw, the hook?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. New cars, used cars. I mean, I think, kind of as humans, we all really understand everything fails eventually, right?
Yeah.
So as long as there's that extra guarantee in there, it's really going to put your customer at ease. And, one thing that I also like to mention, a lot of people don't really think of it this way. When somebody includes a limited warranty on there, they always kind of seem like, oh, it's going to take away my opportunity to sell an extended warranty. Yeah. But I would say the opposite. If you describe the limited warranty as it is by the contract, you can easily tell them, why a better, like our plus exclusionary one is better than the limited option.
Yeah. So it's a good point because a lot of our limited warranties are that limited, right? It's only engine transmission coverage. We have other programs like our certified program, but there's liability limits to that contract.
Right.
And I think that, it kind of very nicely marries with why is a customer coming to your lot to look at that vehicle? Yeah. Generally, they're looking at it because it might be a certified vehicle. Like going back to what you were saying before is if I see 2 cars online, one's a certified car, one has no warranty.
Right.
They probably came to your car because they like the fact that it came with a warranty.
Yep.
What makes us think that the customer wouldn't be interested in a service contract and furthering that coverage?
Exactly.
And I think we almost want to create an obstacle for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And before we even discuss the service contract, I'd say remove the obstacle. The customer saw the value in the certification. Why would they want to extend that coverage and have the liability limit be only the value of the car? or whatever the contract terms are. So yeah, I mean that's something that I could see a lot of value in.
Right.
Sure.
Right. And you know, one thing, it's funny that we talk about value, right? And I'm sure if you go to any lot, they say, oh, well, you know, the price objection is because there wasn't enough value built into it. There's another caveat right there. If you have the warranty built into it, you already have built-in value.
Yeah. So if you're trying to compete against another car dealership and they've got a used 4Runner, you've got a used 4Runner.
Right.
You know, you could, if you're comparing the two, well, this place said they're going to give it to me for, you know, $15,000. Yeah, did theirs come with a warranty, or did they give you any type of guarantee,
Right.
or was the vehicle as is? And if you're a used car dealer, especially in the independent space, I could see a lot of value to that and being able to help close that. Because that customer, I'm going to go home, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to, you know, talk to my spouse, I'm going to talk to my buddy, and if you go back and tell your buddy about that, you know, hey, I've got the car that has no warranty, is a complete crapshoot whether or not it's going to fail, or I got the one that comes with a warranty. I think I'd rather have that peace of mind.
Exactly.
And for the dealership, I mean, side of it, I could also think the argument being for the independent dealer, well, I could just do that myself.
Yeah.
And absolutely, they could.
Yep.
If they're putting money aside in every contract, you know, there's not the efficacy, though, of having an A-rated clipped, you know, limited warranty behind that contract. Just saying, well, I'm going to stand behind it.
Yeah.
You know, how far does that go when a customer has an issue? And then what are the limitations and terms and conditions of that limited warranty? Because if you're giving the customer some type of implied warranty by telling them that, and it's not in writing and doesn't have those exact terms and conditions, you could be opening up yourself for a lot of exposure. Yeah. That's where I think a lot of dealers make mistakes, where it's like, don't do that. Don't just put your word on it. Put it in writing. Unfortunately, the world is litigious. I think everybody's trying to, you know, whether it's justified or not, I think people are looking to try to get something for nothing.
Yep.
And this is going to prevent a lot of those issues you might have in the future. So
exactly.
I can see a lot of value in that. Now, getting back to the new car programs, you know, the wraps that they sell. You know, we have a wrap program, of course, and I think a lot of dealers are looking at that as another opportunity to sell. You know, let's talk about reinsurance for a second. You know, having a limited warranty on all your vehicles, you've seen the difference in a reinsurance position.
Right.
I mean, knocking down 20, 30 points off the reinsurance position, you know, from the dealer perspective, not from the F&I manager perspective, not from the customer perspective, but it's another great reason why you'd want to have a limited warranty on all of your vehicles, right?
Exactly.
Because those claims, those dollars are going to come out of the limited warranty first, protecting the larger amount of reserves that you have on your service contracts. And I mean, for the small amount of admin fee, I mean, our admin fees are very, very small on limited warranties because the terms on them are really short. I'm not going to have a lot of claims to adjudicate on those policies, nor do I need a lot of reserves. So if a dealer's looking to, and I hate this term, but say supercharge their reinsurance position. But if you're wanting a way to protect your reinsurance position, a limited warranty is a great way to add some additional reserve without the exposure. Because generally those are targeting a much lower loss ratio. Yeah. And I'm sure you've seen that as you're pitching it to dealers and adding that as a secondary option.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, a lot of the dealers that I see, especially doing the new car wraps, they've been seeing huge improvements in their reinsurance positions. I mean, especially on new cars, you know, obviously they have a lot less failure. You know, so it just feeds right into your reinsurance position and makes it a lot easier on those harder claims, you know.
Especially when we can tie the customer back to the selling dealer. You know,
right.
We're trying to. We can't legally tell them they have to go back to that same selling dealer, but we can try to get that customer back to your shop. So if you do have money coming out of your reinsurance position, you don't want it to be spent at somebody else's shop.
Right.
But if you have an administrator who's trying to, you know, point that customer back to your own shop, at least those dollars, those claim dollars, are being spent internally instead of externally on somebody else's dime. Because the worst thing is paying somebody else out of your insurance position when you know that you probably could have done a better job, you know, servicing that mechanical failure.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything you think I'm missing on that?
I don't think so.
Let me just take a second. We have so many different programs, right?
Yeah.
In choice fashion, we have way too many programs because we're always trying to develop something new. So we've got our limited warranty program, which is 3, 6, 9, 12. That's a much lower liability limit, but a great advertising tool because it's very inexpensive. A lot of our independent dealers are adding that $1,500 liability limit, but for engine trans drivetrain, it's a great program. Super inexpensive. We have our certified program. What I like about a certified program is it covers a lot more than just engine trans. So there's some electrical components, right? There's starter, alternator, ignition system, water pump. You know, there's more to it. Power windows. And then our certified ultra program, which is the same, except for just steps up the liability limit by quite a bit.
Yep.
And we have some other programs for commercial truck dealers where we can cover like the EATS system, so like the emission control system. And then for commercial truck dealers, we also have, or for maybe supercar dealers, we have an enhanced liability limit where they can bring the liability limit up from $6,000 all the way up to $15,000.
Wow.
Those are for like the Highline stores, for the bigger box stores. But then the last two programs are our 10-year and our lifetime program.
Yeah.
So the 10-year program, very inexpensive. I think something that we do very well is customize and tailor those terms and conditions for our dealer partners or for our distributor partners. So if they have something, they're trying to hit a certain cost. It's all based on risk, right? So
Right.
how much risk and how much exposure do I have? What's my claim amount going to be per? And we can look at all that data through our own claims information and then price it appropriately for the dealership. So again, if they're trying to hit a certain price point in a certain term, and maybe the best opportunity is to never be ordinary, create your own customized program. And if you have the right amount of volume, Choice is always happy to create a customized product for our dealer or distributor partners. So
Yeah,
I think it covers most of it.
for sure.
All right, well, I just want to wrap up the limited warranty overview for Choice Auto Protection. Give you guys maybe some ammunition, whether you're a car dealer or you're an agent and you're looking for another product to help your dealer sell more cars. Maybe add some more efficacy towards your sales department so they can go out there and they're not just the slimy car guy, because we're not. The car business has changed so much in the industry. I think that helping and offering a limited warranty on your vehicle sales will help put that customer at ease and maybe put your customer in a better position to refer some friends and family to you too as well. So,
Exactly.
all right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining us.